And a good morning to you. Welcome inside the Bottom Line. Lanny Ford and Ford Rembert here with you. Exciting day. I've been bitching and pissing and moaning since I got here, and I don't see a reason to stop now.
No.
My wife would like to say that she appreciates it because it's not her that's on the other end of that. I vented to my good friend Ford here.
And I enjoyed every minute.
I knew you did. I knew you did, and that's why I wanted to make sure that you did. Something all the time. We talked with Davey Thomas last night, and Davey's covering App Sports. He came back down. He's part of the WATA group and Kicks 103 group up in Lenore.
Yep.
Also, Josh Carney last night, if you missed that, talking a little Steelers. Josh thinks there'll be a quarterback change, but not until the open week.
Yeah, it'll be a little while. But, the thing about it is you just don't jump in and throw it, and make that change, right? You allow Pickett to see the good that comes along with the things that obviously need to be addressed. That way it gives him even more, an opportunity to come in and have success.
Listen to my daughter. This ought to be good. Morning, Richie. Good morning, Cody. And, yeah, it is. I'm in a pissy mood this morning. Let me tell you my first thing that I vent on. It has nothing to do with sports, but we'll get to that. I'm on the approved vendor list for the state of North Carolina, meaning any state agency can purchase through me on my T-shirt and embroidery business. And I did that because I do some work for CVCC, and I've done some work for schools. Of course, schools have different pockets of money because it's local that they can get out of. But anyway, so I got my first invoices paid, and I get a bill, okay? I get a bill from the state of North Carolina e-procurement. Because when I purchase something through CVCC, they issue me a purchase order, and then everything just flows through the system. I get paid. So they're charging me back 1.75% for every dollar that they spend with me. And there used to, I didn't watch enough of The Sopranos. There used to be a term for that. When they would when they would tell the businesses, "Hey, you got to pay us a little," and I can't remember what that's called. Richie or Lindsay will come up with it. And that bothered me. It was not a lot of money. I mean, if I did $100,000 worth of business, it still wouldn't be $1,750. But the part that bothers me is the amount of time that it takes for them to prepare it, me to prepare it, and get it paid.
You're just paying them to do for the pleasure of doing business.
I guess.
Markup.
I mean, yeah, there you go. David Lilly said protection. Good morning, Dave. Good morning, Carrie. Yeah, that's it. It's protection. That's what it is. It just kind of blows my mind. They're charging me back for doing business with them on something that they needed and wanted.
The pleasure of it.
I guess. Okay, that's the first one. That's the first thing. Yeah, it's early. Number two, I got a comment last night from Hobbs. Chris Hobbs wanted to know what how my recent experiences with the North Carolina High School Athletic Association has been since they have come under the watchguard of the state legislature. And yeah, Lindsay said yes. Protection is very Tony Soprano. Yeah. So I haven't had any bad things to happen with the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. I just haven't had anything to happen. We're not getting any media emails that I'm aware of, and I've talked to other people. They're not really getting them either. No. They changed the way that we do passes. We used to do, when you did media passes so that you cover games and such, the first thing you had to do, they changed a couple of years ago, you had to be an accepted and approved media outlet. And I've always been, even before I had the radio station, I was a media outlet through the online stuff. Never had any issues. My people that work for me, I would send in their information. They would send me the passes back.
Right.
This year they changed. We didn't get hard passes. We have virtual passes that are through an app called Dragonfly.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And the coaches have them too.
Yeah.
Everybody, it's a virtual. It looks just like your regular card. It's just a virtual card that's in your phone. And what was funny, the first time I used it, the guy was working a gate at the high school. We went to a volleyball game, and he said, I pulled out my phone. He said, "Oh, it's all to be good." I said, "It's all I got." He said, "I hadn't seen those before." He said, "Yep, that's fine. But you've got your pass on your phone." Now, I like the convenience of it. I do like that. I don't have to worry about having that card. But the other side of it is, to my knowledge, nobody from the state ever sent anything out on how to get those cards. And it was about 2 weeks before the season. I'm thinking, gosh, I haven't ordered cards. Because usually I would get an email and then I would forget to do it. And I went online. I went to the media section. You can find all this, okay? But the problem was I had to go look for it. And then it was not a simple process to do it.
Is it ever?
Apply, approved, next step, that kind of thing. But I got it done. Now, the one thing that was nice about it, we picked up a photographer who's doing some photos for us. Mm-hmm. And I needed to get him a pass, and I emailed James Alverson, and he immediately sent back and said, "That's fine, I'll put him in, just have him go through the process and get it." Well, within 48 hours, he had a pass. In the old days, because of having to make a physical card, that would have taken time because
2 weeks minimum.
And usually they did them in bunches. If you missed the first printing, you had to wait till they made the next printing because of the cost. So that part I like, but I'm not crazy about we're not getting any communications. And I know that Q got to the point to where she wasn't crazy about media because media kept questioning what she was doing. Well, and so there's just not a lot of communications there anymore.
Yeah, the whole thing about being upset, as long as everything is on the up and up, you don't have to be upset if people ask questions.
Yeah. Well, undoubtedly.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't mind answering questions when things are the truth.
You got questioned, right? And now everybody's mad.
It's when things are trying to be hidden or covered up or questioned. Mm-hmm. If things are true, you don't mind the questions.
I guess I just,
simple.
I don't get it, I guess is what I'm saying. NFL football last night, I missed the first half. I forgot about the early game. Juju and I did a show.
It was good.
The Eagles beat the Vikings. I picked the Eagles. I like both teams.
Oh, yeah.
I really do. That's two really good teams. And, of course, the Buffalo Bills took care of business, 41-7.
It was 7-7 for a while, but I will tell you there was a big difference between those two teams.
Buffalo is the real deal.
They are. In the beginning they were kind of just, kind of, both teams just kind of pounding it and, playing pretty good defense and then all of a sudden. But Buffalo will be sustainable longer the less Josh Allen runs the football. Last year he took more hits than anybody else in the NFL.
Yeah, but that's not kind of where he's at this year.
And I say anybody else, any other quarterback. Sorry,
I did not make any progress last night because everybody that was in front of me picked the same games I did.
Yeah, I don't think I did either.
So at the top of the list is Todd Herms with 42 points. Adam Chase and Bob Duckworth are tied at 41. Alan Haynes and I are tied at 40. Alan took Minnesota last night, so he backed up a point. And then you are in at 39, tied with Brandon Eichert. As you took both teams. Some of the games, there are games that everybody missed. Everybody missed Cincinnati.
Yeah,
okay,
that's fair.
And I was the only one that got Arizona right. Against the Arizona Cardinals and the Raiders, I was the only one that picked Arizona.
That was a good contrarian pick because really,
it could have went any way.
But it was still a good pick. And I'll tell you the one that was so interesting to me was the Seattle-San Francisco game. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you picked San Francisco, it's because you thought Trey Lance was going to have a really good game, not because Jimmy G was going to come in and win it. Okay?
That's correct.
And so that's why I didn't pick them. All right, because I didn't think Trey Lance would have a good game. I did. If I would have had any inclination that Jimmy G would have come into the game, I would have given the 49ers in 20.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how much further this can go.
Well, here's the thing. Trey Lance had surgery, repaired 2 injuries to the ankle, and it is called season season-ending surgery. So Jimmy G's there for the rest of the year.
Exactly.
If they have a decent year, are you going to let him walk away at the end of the year? Because he's a fully unrestricted free agent at the end of this year. Fully unrestricted.
Again, he's taking you to championship games in the Super Bowl, but yet he's not the guy. I mean, are we maybe looking a little too much into things? I mean, or are we wanting something to happen that's just not – I mean, I can't say that. We can really want something really badly to happen.
Yes.
But if there's no substance behind it and there's only style, at some point that crumbles. Style is quick.
Does it come back to where they don't want to say they made a mistake with Trey Lance?
Well, I'm sure at some point they'll, if they've made a mistake.
Yeah.
Okay, because he's very talented, and I don't want him not to be successful. My whole point to this is you already have that piece in place. You know, you always want to upgrade at position. How about upgrade at other ones?
I know.
You know, and it's the same thing at Green Bay. I don't understand this. You know, you got a chance to go out. And
bad part with me with Green Bay is I'm not an Aaron fan.
Well, I
respect him for what he's accomplished.
I get that. But how frustrating would it be, all right, if you go to work and you are very, very good at what you do and you say, you know what, for us and our company to be the very best we can be, I've shown you what I can do and what I'm capable of. These are the things that I think, based on my experience and success and failures, that we need to make this company great. And they say, no, we're just going to keep paying what we're paying you, and we're going to hire these other people over here just
how many
come
times
in
do you
and out
see
the door
that?
whenever they want
This is
to.
not just a football thing. Companies do that all the time.
And that's my point.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is just a mentality.
You and I want the team to win. The NFL is no longer about teams; it's about players. And the reason we know this is because fantasy football came to fruition. Because the only thing you have is a team defense, right? Right. You have offensive players, and you can mix and match your team. That's why the NFL is about individuals and not about team. It's about team in maybe one or two places, but that is it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Cody
That's
called
what
it the
you get.
Monday night blowouts last night.
That's
Richie
fair.
said every time he turned it over to the Buffalo game, somebody was getting hurt. And Richie said, did they give any news on Dane Jackson? I haven't seen anything. Gene Dellinger, good morning.
Good morning,
Glad to have
Gene.
you. Rich said, I made up ground if I didn't let the college game day crew talk me out of Mississippi State and another game, also BYU. I took BYU too.
I did not.
Todd said Buffalo is his pick to win the Super Bowl, but my NFL picks aren't great. Buffalo's GM's a local guy, worked for the Panthers, and we let him slip away. Well, the Panthers aren't going to keep anybody decent. I can tell you this. There's a head coach in Buffalo that there was some people in high positions that didn't have a lot of confidence in him, didn't think he was the real deal, and now he's just kicking everybody's butt. But we won't call any names.
Even gonna start
Jimmy
with that.
G gets $100,000 for every game he wins now, and $150,000 if he plays 25% of the snaps. That's Cody. His contract was not heavy but incentive laden, and now he's going to rack up.
He's brilliant.
He's going to rack
You have
up.
a quarterback that ran the football. That's why you put that stuff in there, because at some point you're going to make $1 million.
Yeah,
Just
Lindsay
based
said,
off the game.
I'm not an Aaron Rodgers fan either. He just seems a bit of a diva. That's me. That's my problem. Richie said, and I saw that Trey Lance had a fractured ankle with a fibula fracture and ligament disruption, but he's done for a year. Richie said that Aaron Rodgers looked like a homeless man standing on the sidelines on Sunday night. Bob said, glad I didn't pick the college teams that Luke Combs picked. Well, I didn't see any of that, so I'm
he was just having fun.
there again. I'm not a country fan. Brian, good morning. Lindsay said college sports is going that way too. You look at teams, and there are so much more groups of individuals than cohesive
There'll be
teams.
fantasy football for college before long.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. With NIL, I'm sure there can be.
Oh yeah, I mean it's.
Let me take a break, and then when we come back talking about college football, I saw an article that said updating the top the 33 undefeated college teams. Where are they? What will they be moving forward? And then we'll go from there. We also need to talk a little bit about the brouhaha that took place in New Orleans with New Orleans and Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
Even Tommy got a little upset. Back in a moment.
He was mad.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit mooneyinsurance.com.
Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. Have you thought about when you would like to retire? One of your major assets is planning for retirement is time, and you lose a little of it each day. The longer you wait to start accumulating capital for retirement, the harder it's going to be. How should you plan for retirement? Start by calculating approximately how much capital you will need at retirement, then estimate how much you will have to put away each year. Finally, carefully choose the investments in which you will invest. Stifel Nicholas can assist you. Call Ford Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stifel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange.
First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. Choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
In the best of times, no one is more deserving of every opportunity, encouragement, and support than the youth in our communities. Parents, teachers, coaches, and sponsors struggle to stretch their budgets to continue help. Communities need a team effort. Times Oil Corporation, a longtime member of the community, established the Times Educational Alliance Mission, or Team Foundation. Since 2011, over $125,000 in grants have been donated in the community. Times Oil and the Team Foundation are proud to be community partners.
And we're back. Glad to have you here this morning on a Tuesday morning. Not quite as cool. Going to be warm next couple of days, but high in the 70s on Friday.
Yeah, life will get good again quick.
Yep. I got I have a big golf tournament on Monday. Our company does their foundation, our fundraiser. We play down at the Peninsula. So I get to play the Peninsula once a year.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a nice golf course. I'll take the one I've got up here. I'll put it up against anybody. That's where we used to have it. Yeah. And then we moved to the Peninsula because it was a little closer to Charlotte. So many of our vendors come out of Charlotte.
Yeah, sure.
But anytime you can get on a course that you can't normally get on,
right?
That's and I like to play in those. And we are not going to get to do hound ears on Halloween.
No.
Yeah, I can't
make it
quite
work.
get it.
We got trick or treat at my house.
Okay, but we need to be at hound ears next year for the Boone Chamber.
I'm already in. So
okay. Right.
Why did Herm Edwards get canned?
He didn't get canned, did he? Not yet. He's got some NCAA investigation going on, and then there's other things. This article is about who should replace him, okay, and then who should replace Scott Frost at Nebraska. Now, here's the deal: Herm hasn't been fired yet, but BYU's coach Tom Herman is another candidate. Alex Grinch, Southern Cal defense coordinator. Jeff Grimes, Baylor offense coordinator. Oregon offense coordinator Kenny Dillingham. See, I've heard of none of these. Colorado State, Jay Norville.
Yeah.
Now, was he a coach, or am I thinking about, was he a tight end at Dallas?
That's Novacek.
Novacek. Sorry. Okay.
But what did Herm Edwards do? I can see the huge print.
He hasn't won. He hasn't won. What are you expecting out of Arizona State, though? That's the other side.
What are we? Yeah,
I know. And then Nebraska. Nebraska already, they've already canned Scott Frost. And who will replace him? Some of the names, Iowa State coach Matt Campbell, NC
really
State
good.
Dave Dorn. Why would Dave Dorn go? He can run a above-average mediocre program at NC State.
He'll go to Nebraska
and never lose his job.
I think he's from. I think if I remember right, he's from somewhere out there. It's either like Western Missouri or like Kansas or Nebraska or whatever. He's from that area. I just can't remember if I remember right.
It says he has closer roots to the Huskers program. Cincinnati coach Luke Fickell, and then some of these coordinators again that are popping up.
Tom Herman's great, but he's not going to get that job.
I don't think he is either.
When he didn't do what he needed to do at Texas, that pretty much,
How about Bill O'Brien?
How about Urban Meyer?
His name's out there.
He was on TV the other day doing analyst work. You're getting what you're getting. It's like, I guess in a perfect world, nobody really does anything wrong or says anything or does this or that. But the bottom line is, if you want to go from a zero to a hero program, you have to go out and find the person that really will do what needs to be done to get you where you want to be.
How about this one? How about Matt Rule? He's not an NFL coach. That's his problem.
Well, And I agree with that. And the thing that I struggle with, Lenny, is when I see these NFL head coaching jobs come up, and all of a sudden, there's all these people in the NFL that have coached or played in the NFL, that have played and now coaching, whatever, that have all these years' experience. But yet we expect someone, with very little to some experience to be able to come in, manage everything within an organization, and then run the offense as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, we're giving him a hard time. any of us, if the Panthers came to us and said they want you to be the head coach, we take it. But does that mean that we're ready for it?
Yeah.
There's a lot of there's so much style, like, oh, look what they did here. Look what offense they ran. This is so exciting. Then you get in like, well, you can't manage the day-to-day stuff. You go out and you trade this person. Then you go out and get this quarterback you hadn't had 3 years you trade away. Bring him back in.
Yeah. And Herm Edwards did get fired. Richie said he got fired on the field.
So what?
After the game.
He got fired on the field?
After the game.
Like
who was the coach that they fired and wouldn't let him fly back? Wouldn't let him fly back on the plane.
Yeah, they fired him as soon as he got off the the tarmac.
Yeah.
Well,
Richie said he just found out the Lions' offense coordinator is Ben Johnson. He's an AC Reynolds graduate.
Yeah.
And Carolina alumni.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Richie said perfect football weather Saturday. Go Heels. You know who they play? The Gold Domes. Notre Dame at home in Chapel Hill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that ain't well.
And, yeah, I've heard the rumblings that Rule name has been passed around for Nebraska. Richie said they fired him on the field after the loss. The school had reported on Sunday that Herm was fired.
Wow.
Richie said, why would Doran go? All he has to do is beat Carolina every other year, and he's solid, and win 8 or 9 games. And that's been my question, but I was told by a Wolfpack alum and Booster Club member, the Booster Club loves him.
Oh, yeah,
and that's
great.
because
He's
they're okay
great.
with 9 wins and not competing for anything. Morning, Bill Klein. Brandon said taking the Nebraska job as a coach is for a money grab or something because growth at the current school is stumped. Hard to recruit in the cornfields when that's all you have. And that's why what the schools have accomplished and what they did back in the day 30, 40 years ago, now it's about – see, that's why I've never understood why Charlotte can't recruit. How many kids wouldn't want to go to the Charlotte area? It's like going to Atlanta, L.A., New York, But if you're going to Happy Valley or you're going to South Bend or you're going to Nebraska, there's nothing there. Kids want life. They want life outside of sports. Richie said Dorn was born in San Diego but spent most of his time in the Midwest, attended Northern Illinois for college after graduating from Bishop Madge out of Kansas City. And Jonathan says, please take Rule. Anybody take Rule.
I got to tell you, I don't disagree with that being part of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's not all the problem.
No. No, you're investing into people and putting your hope into people that cannot stay on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
but is that not NFL football?
But
look at the injuries.
To that point, that is not the fault a lot of times of the player, right?
Yep.
And I'm not. Please understand what I'm saying. It's not a crapshoot either. I mean, Christian McCaffrey is one of the most athletic, dynamic people that we have seen play in the NFL. Okay, I mean, in one of those guys, right? But however, based on his size and the speed of the game and the strength of the game, there's some point where the body can only take what it can take. I'm not blaming him for anything. We are who we are, right?
The Panthers wouldn't have even been in it close if it had not been for what he accomplished on Sunday.
And that's what I'm saying.
And that's been the story of the Panthers for a couple of years.
Every time
he has. Yes.
And goes as hard as – I'm not downplaying him at all. I respect – I am very appreciative of how he goes about his craft. But the problem is, if you are trying to win and win a Super Bowl, you have to do it with people. I mean, it's just like we watched just a minute ago on the video, Trey Lance run the inside zone.
Mm-hmm.
Why would Jimmy G say, I want all these millions of dollars to stay here when he can say, hey, look, if I take 25% of the snaps, I want this much. If every game I win, I want this much if I'm the quarterback. Knowing that they're running inside zone, that is not an NFL play. You can't.
Christian McCaffrey doesn't need to be inside the tackles.
Okay, so your body, to Lanny Ford's terminology, has to be calloused.
Yep.
Why would a quarterback run between the tackles that's not Tim Tebow?
Yep.
Josh Allen even got crushed last year. As big and strong as he is, his body can't take it.
Yep.
Tebow is the only guy that had the body built to be able to run in between the tackles on a consistent basis because he's a fullback that's left-handed. Okay? Yeah, he wasn't, the NFL today drop back passer. Okay, but he was the guy that could go between the tackles.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Amazing. I
don't think one of the things that hurts the Panthers, in my view, is they don't take into consideration everything it's going to take to win. We've got McCaffrey, so we're just going to do that. Or you want to say it, instead of getting a full slate of what it's going to take to get to where you want to get.
Yeah,
they don't. It's like, well, we got this. We're not going to worry about it.
Yeah,
and that's
So forget the process and the whole body of work. Let's just work with the one ace in the hole.
Yeah.
What happens when you don't get dealt the ace?
Yeah.
You better build your hand. It is poker.
Yeah.
And you know what? You got to know when to hold them.
Know when to fold.
And you got to know when to walk away and know when to run. But at the same time,
yep.
All right, at the same time, when you get the cards and you can play the entire hand and wait everybody else out, it just I know. I don't understand a lot of. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm not supposed to.
I'm with you. I'm completely with you.
Okay.
I'm going to take a break. We come back. I'm going to get those 33 undefeated. We're going to quit just a little bit early. I've got to go on the air in Baltimore at 9. So back in just a moment.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit mooneyinsurance.com.
Times convenience stores are more than convenient. They're your neighborhood store, your store. With locations in Lincoln, Catawba, Gaston, Iredell, and Mecklenburg counties, there's one near you. Times convenience stores have the right items at the right price, from snacks, cold drinks, and light meals from the grill, and there's always a special to save you time and money. Times has what you need. Times convenience stores, there's one near you. Regardless of where you're going, there's one on your way. Remember, there's always time to stop by Times. Have you thought about when you would like to retire? One of your major assets is planning for retirement is time, and you lose a little of it each day. The longer you wait to start accumulating capital for retirement, the harder it's going to be. How should you plan for retirement? Start by calculating approximately how much capital you will need at retirement, then estimate how much you will have to put away each year. Finally, carefully choose the investments in which you will invest. Stifel Nicholas can assist you. Call Ford Rembert today at 828-624-7300. Stifel Nicholas, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Covenant Church began as a vision of just over 100 people in 1984. Since then, Covenant Church has grown and currently located at 2168 Gastonia Highway in Lincoln. The Sunday schedule includes early morning worship at 8:30, Sunday school at 9:45, and morning worship at 10:45. Their ministries extend beyond Sunday. Visit their website at www.covenantchurch.church to see all they have to offer, and better yet, stop by and see for yourself. Covenant Church may be just what you're looking for a new church home.
If you ask around, you'll find Burke Mortuary has a reputation for excellence and commitment to value. They've built a reputation of trust for more than 35 years. Burke Mortuary is proud to offer personal attention, meaningful tributes, and the area's most affordable prices. They're also proud to offer you beautiful, state-of-the-art facilities. It's the perfect place to honor your loved one. So when choosing a funeral home, the choice is easy. choose Burke Mortuary with locations in Maiden and Newton.
In the best of times, no one is more deserving of every opportunity, encouragement, and support than the youth in our communities. Parents, teachers, coaches, and sponsors struggle to stretch their budgets to continue help. Communities need a team effort. Times Oil Corporation, a longtime member of the community, established the Times Educational Alliance Mission, or Team Foundation. Since 2011, over $125,000 in grants have been donated in the community. Times Oil and the Team Foundation are proud to be community partners.
And welcome back. Eventually I get it turned on. You know what? Yesterday it was Monday all day.
Whoa. Whoa.
All day. The only positive thing about it was I was able to get Monday out of the way on Monday. Sometimes it lasts till Wednesday. And I did get it. It was brutal, but yeah. Richie said Nebraska hasn't been good since they left the Big 12. Richie, Nebraska hasn't been good since Tom Osborne retired. They can't recruit like they did. Also, they should have never have fired Bo Pelini.
100%. Or Frank Solitz.
Yeah.
All right, now the
well,
other
they had
thing
coaches
is
that understood who Nebraska was.
Absolutely,
and
it wasn't good enough. And the problem too is now the way they're going to go back and restructure things, you need to be in a conference to win a championship. Mm-hmm. And so now is everybody going to start trying to get back out and go back where they were? Sometimes the grass isn't green on the other side. Maybe what you need to do is water your own grass.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe try that instead of going for the turf.
Yeah.
That's not real.
Yeah. Milton says Kansas City has a player suspended for 4 games for arguing with his baby mama and breaking a vacuum cleaner. Watson gropes a minimum of 24 women, gets 11 weeks. Justice.
Yeah.
Hey, but it's
Absolutely.
over. We don't have to talk about it anymore. Andrew said Charles, the place where high-level draft picks go to die. Christian McCaffrey, Kemba Walker, and the list goes on. That could be anywhere.
Great guys. I mean, and the thing about it is, yeah, it's like Trey Lance.
That's when your sucky franchises, you go to ones that are dysfunctional because you're a high draft pick, and then you can't get out.
And you know, don't get me wrong. When I'm talking about Trey Lance and Jimmy G, I think Jimmy G gives people the better opportunity. I mean, it's their franchise, and I certainly didn't want Trey Lance to get hurt. But I'm talking about the things that they were doing.
Yeah.
How long can the body take that if it's not calloused, or even if it is, Lanny?
Yeah.
And the answer is 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Richie said they should have tried Tebow at fullback or third down back instead of tight end. He's not made for the NFL, and it's okay. Richie said before we head out, wanted to mention that his mom is having back surgery tomorrow. So lift a prayer or two up for her as she's having her surgery. I've known his mom forever. She worked at my dentist office when I was growing up. Brandon said, but it is about winning, or is it about money? College schools love the money. College schools love the money and the prestige that goes along with it.
So look at App. Was it about the money with App, or was it about winning?
They've been able to make both.
Okay, but that's my point, right? To Brandon's point, it kind of the direction
you
of
can
the
do
university,
both,
and you will. The problem is that money follows winning, but when you quit focus on having a winning program that does the right thing for right reasons, and you only worry about the money, that's when your program goes.
Yeah, because
it's like anything else. Like you're focusing on something that's not substance based.
All right, there's only 25% after 3 weeks of the FBS remains undefeated. Here's some top schools that are undefeated: Duke, Kansas, Rutgers, Indiana, Syracuse, and Tulane. They're a combined 18-0. That's a joke. That's not going to last. Here's the 33 teams that are still undefeated, ranked from lowest to highest. This is based on ESPN. Coastal Carolina at 33, Indiana at 32, Duke at 31, James Madison at 30. Now, the thing you got to remember about James Madison, they just moved up. This is their first year in FBS, if I'm not mistaken. Moved up to the Sun Belt. They're kind of like Appalachian, a couple, at least a national championship or two in there. Rutgers at 29, the Scarlet Knights.
How do you place Rutgers in front of Duke? obviously people aren't watching Duke play
based on strength of schedule.
No, I understand.
Yeah,
that. But strength of schedule after what, 3 weeks, 2 weeks? Are you freaking kidding me? Open your eyes and pay attention to what's going on. Elko is real.
And does anybody
He's real.
Does anybody fear the Jayhawk? No, I don't think
so. Why would you?
They're ranked at 28, Tulane at 27, Syracuse at 26, TCU at 25, Carolina at 24. Washington State at 23. The big thing with them is they were able to knock off Michigan State this past weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, wait a minute. I'm sorry. That was Washington, not Washington State.
Right, but I get what you're saying. I mean, there's a lot of validity to a lot of these things.
Oregon State is at 22. Wake Forest at 21. I think Wake Forest does have a good team now that Hartman's back. That will make a difference with them, but they're still they're not competing for anything.
They had to win in the last second.
Yeah, UCLA at 20. Florida State, that's an overrating. They're getting that off the name at 19. Maryland at 18, that's another one because they still haven't had to play Ohio State. Michigan, that's a rough gauntlet inside the Big Ten. Iowa State at 17.
That's a possibility. They're battle tested.
Iowa State?
Yeah. They got kids. I mean, like everybody else, but they're battle tested in that where they are. So
Arkansas at 16. Washington, that's who beat
they beat
Michigan State, 39-28. Right. They are 15, still Pac-12. NC State at 14. I'm sorry, I'm just not buying it. We'll see. Now, I'll give you this. At 14, out of the 33, the odds of reaching 12-0, going undefeated, the odds of them getting there, their chances of them getting there are 3.7% because it's not going to happen. They still got a gauntlet to go through.
I thought it'd be less than like 2.
Minnesota is at 13. Southern Cal is at 12. They haven't played anybody yet. I mean, Lincoln Riley's going to make a difference, but still they haven't played anybody. Kentucky at 11, still probably pretty solid. However, their chances of going undefeated are 0.9% because they still have to go through Georgia. They still have to go through Florida. And I think they have to go through Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken.
They do.
Oklahoma State, the mullet, he's at number 10.
Okay.
Because they had a huge game. They defeated Arkansas Pine Bluff 63-7 this week. Tennessee, overrated, 3-0.
Heupel will coach as hard as anybody in the country because he feels like he got the shaft from Oklahoma, and he's going to prove them just to be able to turn them down in a few years.
Tennessee, it's been ugly, but they've not played anybody. They've won on a combined 122-16, and it says no coach destroys outman defensives like Josh Heupel. But struggled a little bit against Pitt. They still got to play. They play Florida this weekend. That'll determine where they're at. Penn State at 3-0. Not buying that one either. Ole Miss, 3-0.
Buying that one.
Lane Kiffin, 2% chance of reaching undefeated.
Hey, man, it's late.
Anything can happen.
Come on.
Clemson, chances of going undefeated, 8.7%. I'm completely on board with that. They still got a lot to work to do with a lot of things that have changed, and I'm still not sold on DJ. I still don't see
That's his team.
Oklahoma at number 5, 14.7% of going undefeated.
No,
don't think that's going to happen. 8.5% that Michigan goes undefeated. They're at number 4.
No thanks.
And Ohio State, 20.4% that they go undefeated. They're at number 3. Alabama, 20% that they can go undefeated. I don't think Alabama's as good this year as they've been. I think there's a little problem there. Don't know what it is yet. And then Georgia has a 40% of going undefeated. They are 3-0.
No.
I'm not sure that anybody can go undefeated based on who they play.
If somebody does, it'll be somebody that we don't expect. That was up the list that their conference.
Group 5, not a Power 5.
Something like that.
Because when you go and look at some of these schedules, there's some folks it's going to be tough
Washington
to beat.
could possibly do it.
But they're Pac-12.
No, but that's what I'm talking about. That we're further, back on the list, and I'm just, Georgia, Stetson Bennett has been very consistent, a great, a great asset. He does a lot of good things. He sees a lot of things. But to say that, maybe he's, the guy that I don't really know if anybody can look at that team last year or this year and say he's the guy that's going to win the national championship.
Right.
Is there another way to look at that? I mean, defensively, they were so dominant that it opens everything else.
They lose 7 to the NFL in defense, 8 off the defensive side of the ball.
And again, it's not they can't reload, but think about this. I mean, it's Bennett the reason that they did and are going to do what they're going to do, or is it how talented they are? Well, I mean, both sides of the ball, but how just much better they were on defense than they were a year ago. And can this group even come close to mirroring, not being the same because every team's different, mirroring what that team did last year? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And Alabama's had a year, too, to process that loss and to work on it every day. And I'm not so sure that, when it comes down to it, that Georgia can repeat that.
Here's the deal. I don't see anybody that can beat Alabama, in my opinion, on their remaining schedule.
Well, they play Ole Miss this year, Lanny?
Yes.
Well, and where are they playing?
November.
I mean, where are they playing?
Oh, that's at Ole Miss.
They've had trouble in the past going into, what was it, Mississippi or Ole Miss in the past or whatever.
But here's their schedule.
Texas A&M, I don't know, man.
They've got Vanderbilt, Arkansas, A&M, Tennessee, Mississippi State, LSU, Ole Miss, Austin Peay, and Auburn.
Oh, yeah, the one they had to mix in at the end of the year was the open date I think they had. Yeah. Is that right? They're playing
So they may run the table. They may run the table. I think Georgia's schedule is just a little bit tougher because they may get a game against Florida or Tennessee. I don't think Kentucky gives them a game, even though Kentucky's ranked 8th. I don't think.
Yeah, Georgia will go through undefeated. I don't think there'll be any issue with that. I think Alabama will. I think they'll end up playing each other again, and that both of them will go to the national championship.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You know what I'm saying? Just I mean, you have to look at it. My thing is with Georgia is, can they do what they did last year, get beat by Alabama in the SEC championship, and turn around and beat them in the national championship? I mean, sure they can, but you look at the dynamics of the team that we saw play the Chickens. That's what you call them, right? Is that what you call them? South Carolina? All right. And I don't know, man. Looks just things – not that different is not okay.
Yeah.
But this is – Alabama doesn't look a lot different to me. All right. Georgia does.
Yeah.
They look like they've improved a little bit offensively, which they were good last year. They were. But defensively, it doesn't look like, and I don't know how that's going to mirror up against the team.
But last year's defense was just
and that's
dominating.
what I'm saying. I'm not trying to compare them. I'm
hard to have that every
when you
year.
Look at. No, I agree. So my point, all this is the offense the one that's going to do it for Georgia, and I don't see that happening in a national championship. Well, I see Ohio State being able to beat them, potentially Michigan. I'm just thinking Clemson has a good opportunity to do that. Depending on what they decide to do. I know we keep pounding and hearing that it's DJ's team.
Yeah.
But Laney, Clemson looks like a national contender.
I said it.
With the other kid under center.
I said it last night. The thing that needs to happen at Clemson, that play sheet needs to come from in front, away from Dabo's face. Because if he's doing this, he's way too involved in the play call. Not a fan.
Yeah.
Linda said, if it were about winning, would you still take the money? Absolutely. She said, I'm all for referring to A&M as 1.25 A&M, but don't think for a second that App would have turned down the money. It was like going to Michigan. Take the money and the win.
Oh, yeah.
Carolina's undefeated. Woohoo! Mike's back. Roll, baby. Kansas is a 7.5-point favorite over Duke this weekend. That's two mules fighting over a turnip. And Andrew says, well, it is Clemson at Wake this Saturday. Going to find out. I think that's going to be a better game than people anticipate.
And don't let is it Liberty and Wake that went to the last? Don't let that game deter the interest and the potential matchup, okay, of a Clemson and Wake, because, you know, Liberty gets up to play teams every week. You know, when you're one of the big boys, okay, in one of these, you have to manage your energy throughout the year. Like in our conference in high school football, every team that we play gives us their and I want them to.
Sure.
We want them to play as hard as they can when they play
You've got the target on your back.
The reason you don't see us getting hyped up every week for this or that is because you got to maintain your energy, because there's only so much you have throughout the year.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. No.
And you just got to do what you got to do.
ECU should have beaten State. Jonathan said Georgia's defense only allowed 1 touchdown through 3 games.
Jonathan's right.
And Richie said, Chicken Little Carolina, wait till next year. Call them whatever you want. I know. Yeah. As always tomorrow.
Spencer,
I love
the Rattler.
Always tomorrow. I can't wait. Have a great day, everybody. See you tomorrow right here on the Bottom Line.